was born and grew up in Taiwan. And when I first started to study, until I started to work, just before I left Taiwan in 1991, honestly speaking, I looked up to the management system, the management process, and management philosophy from the West. And living here in Belgium since 1991, and started from 1993, I worked as management consultant and a management trainer. And during this period of time, I had the pleasure to come across with many famous management gurus in the world from different parts of the Western countries, for example, America, England, Australia, and etc., etc. And I still remember a French professor. I attended his training programs for the strategy thinking. And during the program, he said the philosophy he referred to should be something I'm familiar with. I was a little bit puzzled and I asked, which one? Knowing self, knowing your enemy wins 100 battles. I said, 百战百胜，每战不殆，百战不殆. That means knowing yourself, knowing your enemies, you win 100 battles. Why 100? Because starting from the 10 is 1-0. With 100, you're back to 101 again. Okay? So when we said 100, that's mean a lot already. That's mean knowing yourself, knowing your enemies, normally you will not fail from the battle. But I said to the professor, I said, yeah, it is very important. But you know what? The most important are two sentences behind it. He looked at me. There are another two? I said, yes. Knowing yourself, not knowing your enemies. 一胜一负. Chance for the winning and losing is 50-50%. That means knowing yourself but not knowing your enemies, you are taking risks. Okay? You could only have 50% chances. What happened if 不知己不知彼, that not knowing self, not knowing your enemies, 百战必殆. That means you lose every battle. And the professor looked at me and said, oh, really? So I have to check. And at that moment, he actually inspired me to go back to the traditional Chinese classical literature, because we have so many wisdom we can share and we know how to apply in the world we are facing today. So if you are also interested in the leadership, here is my advice. It is very important knowing yourself, knowing your enemies, but not by words, by honestly able to see yourself and enemies. Try to give appraisal to your components. Only by recognizing their strength, you know about yourself better than you know what and how to handle that situation. But remember, victory is only one time, but the winning is a process. And if you want to have an ongoing relationship in the ongoing sustainable development, you do have to look into the winning strategy, but not victory strategy. This is Mei Lan from Belgian Chinese Tea Association. Wish you all a very pleasant weekend.